So Yomi denied to clean that man, and the other servant also don't want to help to cure the white man. But the husband and wife, Sadao and Hana wants to be cure him. So uh, Hana said it is okay if you don't want to do. So she sent the Yumi to near the children, and she thought that I have to be do it. Really liking the man better now that he was no longer a child. She kept on the washing him until his upper body was quite clean, but she dared not turn him over. Where was Sadao? Now her anger was ebbing, and she was anxious against, and she rose wiping her hands on the wrong towel. Then, lest the man be chilled, she put the quilt over him. Sadao, she called softly. Then she was just whispering about that. Where is the Sadao now? He had done this thing. Now I have to be clean on that thing. So now she called the Sadao. He had been about to come, and when he called, his hand had been on the door, and now he opened it. He saw that he had bought the surgeon's emergency bag, and that he was the surgeon's coat. You have decided to operate, she cried. Actually, Sada wanted to operate him, and he was in the he was ready for that. Hana is not agreed, but after when he helped to his husband. Yes, he said shortly. He turned his back to her and unfolded the sterilized towel upon the floor of the tokonoma uh, alcove and put his instrument upon uh, out upon it. So what he had done, just he put near a short table, he put the instruments, surgery instruments there, and he started to do the operation. Fetch towel, he said. She went obediently, but now anxious now in the lean shelves and took out the towel. There ought to also to be old pieces of matting so that the blood would be not ruined to the fine floor covering. She went out of the back veranda where the gardener kept stripes of matting with which protect the delicate shrubs on the cold night and took on the armful to them. But when she came back, what she had saw, she saw that Sada started to do the operation, and all the mat was with the completed with the blood. So she ruined. Sada replied, though he had did not care, he helped me in turn him. He commanded her. She obeyed with the words and began to wash the man back carefully. Yumi would not wash him, she said. So she just said to the fellow that Yumi is not ready to clean him and I have to be cleaning. That is very difficult for me. Did you wash him then? Sadao asked. She is not stopping and moment. Shift the conscious movement. Yes, she said. He did not seem her here, but she was used to his absorptions when he was woke. He wondered for all the things what he had done. So what happened? The Sada was just taking care of her at that moment. He was taking care of him. He was not actually his doctor's profession was just there. So he was thinking about that and he was starting to cure that man. And he was not thinking about the Hana and some anything else at the time when he started doing the operation. At his moment, Hana chopped. He looked up and saw his face color of sulfur. Don't faint. He said sharply. He did not put down his exploring instrument. If I stop now, the man was surely die. She clapped her hand to her mouth and clapped and leaped up and ran out of the room. Outside the garden, he heard her retching. But he went on this his work. It will be better for her empty her stomach. He thought he had forgotten that, of course, she had never seen an operation. But her distress and inability to go to her at once made the impatient irritable with his man, who lay like a dead under his knife. So what happened? Hannah is not able to tolerate the situation when the writer started to doing the operation. She is not ready to accept, and that is why she feels uncomfortable. But she went to the garden for some time. Again, she came back, and then she started doing the help to the Sadao. This man, he thought there is no reason under the heaven why he should lie. Sadao said this thing. Unconsciously, his thought made him ruthless and proceed swiftly. In this dream, in his dream, the man wounded, but the Sadao paid no heed except to mutter at him. Groan, he muttered, groan if you like. I am not doing this for my own pleasure. In fact, I do not know why I am doing it. The door opens and there was Hannah again. Where is the anesthesia? Anesthesia. She asked in a clear voice. Sadao mentioned with his chin. It is as well that you come back, she said. This fellow is being to be stirred. She had not a bottle and some cotton in her hand. But how shall I do it? She asked. Simply saturate the cotton and hold it near his nostrils. Sadao replied without delaying for one moment, and the intricate deals, details of his work. When he breaths badly moved it away a little, she crouched close to sleeping face of a young American. He was pitiless, thin faced, she thought, and the lips were twisted. So what happened? The Sadao was just taking do the operation of that person. In starting, Hannah was not ready to help him, but afterwards, Hannah helped him. She asked Sadao how to help him, and she just makes a unconscious device anesthesia to him, and then they started the operation. What happened actually in starting, I told you that the general was there. In the chapter, it is written general was there, he was wounded. That is why Sada was not sent to the troop. Here also, what happened in the flick of the humor told by World contradicted the newspaper reporter was always, whereas the Japanese army went to the people, received them gladly with cries of joy with their liberation. But sometimes she remembered such men like General Takima, who at home beat his wife cruelly. Though no one mentioned in now that he fought so victorious in the Battle of Manchuria. If a man like would him the cruel woman his power would not be cruel one like to be the instant. She stopped anxiously. So when the Sada was doing the operation, she was seated there and was thinking about what will happen if he was died, what will happen if he was saved. Then she think about the general who was just brutally beat her wife, beat his wife, and they are not taking care of his wife and all that thing. So she was just thinking how these type of people